Hey, what's going on, folks? Fabio Hart coming back with another video. And this particular video, what I want to talk about is I had to make some notes here. Um, all right, how to get accounts when you have a full-time job and kids. Now, I don't have any kids, so but the thing that I'm about to share with you guys apply. Okay. The best answer that I could possibly give you is just to find time. Okay. In business, see, a lot of you guys have the job-like mentality. Okay. So since a lot of you guys can't get out of that mentality of the job or having a job-like mentality, it's kind of hard for you to make the switch from employee mindset to business mindset. Okay. It's not going to be easy. It's not. Okay. Some people are going to get accounts quicker due to demographic group, due to area. Sometimes people get accounts quicker in bigger cities than they do smaller cities or little hick towns or country towns. It just depends, man. A lot of stuff come into play. Okay. But you have to prevail. You have to find a way out of no way. Okay. The best thing that I could tell you, and I had got emailed and phone calls about this, a lot of people is finding it hard to put in the time to get the new accounts due to the fact that they have kids, which is a full-time job within itself, or they have a daytime job. So the question is, well, Fabio, how do I make time to market, to call, to do, door to door, to even do a walkthrough if I get a call back? How do I position myself to win with this particular thing like looming over my head? You have to find a way. You have to find a way. When Edison was trying to figure out the lights, he had a lot of hows too. But he stayed in the lab until he figured out the lights. When Henry Ford was trying to build the first Model T, he had a lot of hows too. How do I do this? Where would I put this part? But he stayed in the lab. He built a mastermind alliance and he got the job completed. The list can go on and on. You guys get where I'm going with it, right? The same thing, man. I mean, some of us, pressure busts a pipe for some of us. That was my situation back in 2012 when I first started, right? When I first started my commercial cleaning business, I had a lot of hate in the workplace. The job, me and the boss wasn't agreeing on a lot of things. I seen things a total different way than the boss did. They started cutting your hours, playing around with your money, playing around with your time, trying to provoke you to curse them out. It's just a lot of things that was kind of going on with me. But in my mind, I had already positioned myself that I have no choice but to make this go. I had no choice. There was no other way for me. At least that was my mindset. I figured if I go out and get another job and then they fuck me over the same way, then I'm in the same predicament. So, I was pretty good at saving. Okay? So I wasn't like flat ass broke, but one wrong mistake could have cost me everything. So you heard my story. With $200, I took and I ordered a course that I seen in the small business opportunity for years and years. Seen this guy for years on years, more than 5 years, 6, 7 years, right? But I never ordered the course. And I say, okay, this guy's been in the magazine for 7 years plus, ever since I've been looking in this magazine, and he's still advertising out of this magazine. This must be viable information. Little did I know, I could have been ahead of myself a long time ago. I ordered the course, went through it. You guys heard the story. Right? I wanted to get my first account in the first 60 days. I wound up getting my account in the first 90 days. But I stayed persistent. I knew I was determined to win. Okay? You guys heard the story that I gave you guys about my sister, right? She was doing CNA. She was working in the, what they call it, the group home or the home, right? So she's going to work every day, but it was just far from where she stayed. Long story short, so many tardies and etc got her fired. She called me on the way driving home. Oh, I just been fired, and I don't know. I had something to do with this check, and how am I gonna do this and pay the rent and do this and do this? I don't know what I'm gonna do when this. Now here it is. At this time, I had a business mindset. I said, sis, number one, clean it up, clear yourself up, clean it up. Number two, think, because crying isn't gonna get you out of this position. I understand you're female and you're emotional and things of this sort, but that's not gonna get you out of the position that you're in. So what I had to do with her is I said, well, sis, here, the best thing that I could tell you is just do private duty. I've never done CNA, home, healthcare. I've never done any of this stuff, worked in a nursing home. But a business mind is always circulating. When you guys get into business full-fledged, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. You're going to try to find different ways to outmaneuver your competition. You're going to find different ways to try to invest. You're going to find different opportunities to get engaged in, right? That's just going to be your business mind because you've been doing it for quite some time. Or you've been studying business. You don't even necessarily have to have a business, right? You've been studying business and it's just drilled in you, it's ingrained in you, so you feel like that's just the way you operate upstairs, right? That's the way you're wired, right? So she found a way, out of no way. We came up to write a 3-line ad and we ran it for 7 days, I believe. I think it was 7 days. The whole 3-line ad, 7 days. Because of the wording and the technique that I used in helping her write the ad, we ran the ad. We used her money, not mine. We used her money. She had cases coming in from all over the area, right? The suburbs, the city, right? She had these private cases. I said, well, sis, try to figure out how you can do this thing where they'll pay you, outright, where they'll pay you cash or pay you out a personal check. That way you can have the money coming in. You have these different, what they call it, not accounts, but these cases. You have these different cases, right? And you got money coming in over here, money coming in over there. It's like her own little small business. Now, she was already putting in applications because she knew at some point she wasn't going to be working for this company. So she kept applications. She put in an application in a hospital. She started this thing up. She was working that thing for 3 months. And the 4th month, the hospital called her. But she was making buku money. She almost didn't really want to leave the private duty cases to go into the hospital. She almost didn't want to do it because she was making so much money. She had a state case. You can do it by the state where the state will pay you. And she had these, what they call under the table cases, right? But that's just me wired. I never done this. So, when you're an entrepreneur for real, you're a real entrepreneur, people can take any and everything. They can take your whole business. But because you're wired a certain way, you're able to maneuver because you wired that way. Even if you don't go back into the cleaning business, you got your eye on some other things. When you know business, you know business. I tell people the process don't change. It's just the dynamics is different, right? The same way you start a cleaning company, you can start a security company the same way. I have a friend, he wanted to start a security company. Same way you start a security company, you can do medical billing, right? Just get these cases. You can work from home, do medical billing, right? I don't know what you need to make it legal or certifications of what you need, but you can do that. Same thing I did with my sister. She was doing CNA. I helped her place an ad. She had these cases coming in from all over the place. Some was paying her by the state. She lined up by the state, and some she was under the table with. But then the hospital called her. She went into the hospital. She's been there ever since. She's still there to this day, by the way. So the moral to the story, guys, is she found a way. Now, she's lucky to have a brother that's wired a little different. But we found a way out of no way, right? When I didn't get that account in the first 60 days, the first 30 days, I was discouraged. The first week, I was discouraged, right? I read this stuff. I spent $200 on. I'm like, oh, man, it sounds like it works. I know it worked. But I was just a little afraid to get out there. I was afraid to pick up this thing right here. I was afraid to just walk out my door, climb over the snow, because it's in February 2012 when I start, climb over the snow and going door to door and doing all of this and sliding everywhere. But I was persistent. I had hat gloves on and everything. I stayed persistent. I wanted it, as Eric Thomas would say, I wanted it as bad as I want to breathe. Okay? You guys have to apply that same thing. You have to apply. If you really, really want it, you're going to do what it takes to get there. You're going to do absolutely what it takes to get there. Right? If your girl say, girl, we had a party and it's all over the other side of town, and let's say you don't even have a car, and they say Chris Brown gonna be there, and who else hot? I don't know. Nicki Minaj is gonna be there, and Meek Mill is gonna be there, and Young Jeezy and everybody. And this is the super packed concert, right? This is gonna be across town. You're gonna get your dress, you're gonna get your heels, your hair done. If you're a guy, you're gonna get your little fit, your little Nike hookup with your Timbs and all this. You're gonna get fresh, right? You're gonna find a way to make this happen because you really, really want to see these people. You really, really want to do this, so you're gonna find a way to do it, right? Folks, the same thing applies for business. The same, if you really, really want to do it, you're gonna find a way. You're gonna do the research it takes. Don't lay on the research. Don't just pick up the book. And because I'm a book guy, I'm all for it. Don't just, I bought this book the other day, by the way, but don't just pick up a book and say, oh, and then don't read it. At least start reading some of it and say, okay, you know what? Great. Bookmark it, put a pen in it. I don't care, sheet of paper, bookmark it, and say, you know what? I'm gonna go and work on what I just read, right? And then once you get that completed and you feel like you need to know some more, move it, get to reading some more. Read some more of the book, right? And then kind of go like that, because if you have that school type of mentality, folks, I'm telling you, the school school is good. No, I'm not against it. I'm a graduate, I'm a college graduate. School is good. The thing is, school teach you theory, right? When you get out in the real world, it's when shit's gonna really hit the fan. That's when shit is real, as they like to say. So I'm telling you guys this with passion because I really want you to win. But you have to be able to believe in yourself and get out there and do it. It's not going to just come to you. Even those that signed up for my $199 program, some of you guys, and I'm going to be honest, some of you guys ain't get no calls from me because you didn't stay consistent, right? So you paid me $199 to do this for you, but you didn't send the leads in. You got to do your part. In order for us to do ours, you got to do yours. They didn't send the leads in, and they didn't get any calls. Some people is getting calls galore. You know what I'm saying? Because they staying consistent. They sending the leads in. Again, guys, you guys got to get out of that employee mentality. You got to get out the employee mentality if you really want to win. Now, if that don't spark your fire, I bet you this will. What if you get your clothes on tomorrow, or you get up, you take a shower, put your clothes on, fix your hair, brush your waves, whatever you do, right? Put your little tie on, put your little blouse on, you get yourself together, you get in your car, you stop and get your little latte on the way in, you get to the office, and then they hand you a pink slip. We no longer need your service, you're fired. Well, what did I do? I'm sorry. We no longer need you. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're in the same position my sister was in, right? But what are you going to do? See, those times was many, many years ago. We're working in the 2017 now, right? What are you going to do if you walk into the office tomorrow, go into McDonald's, Subway, wherever you work, they walk in and they tell you, we sold the company. Everybody go home. Or we don't need you particular, we're not offering your position no more within the company. What are you going to do? Do you have cash flow to survive for the next year? The rest of 2017 or for the next 6 months as you look and continue to find another job or start up something? What are you going to do? That's the mentality that you got to have. You got to go in. I'm sorry to say that you got to think this destructive, in this scenario, but you have to think that shit can go left at any time, folks. You can get up. You might be having a great job at Chrysler, a great job. They do layoffs all the time for 2 or 3 weeks, 4 weeks, month, 2 months. People, they just shut down on shutdown. Those people can draw unemployment, but I'm willing to gamble their unemployment is not nearly as much as their checks. So they would rather work and get the real money opposed to getting the unemployment money. But then they still have to go through the process to get the unemployment money, right? They don't want to be in that situation, but they're forced to be in that situation. So what are they going to do? Do they have a significant amount saved up in the bank that help them to get them from bill to bill, rent to rent? Or are they going to depend on unemployment to get them through, which isn't going to pay them nearly as much as they would make if they were working? So they're still going to be behind on something because they're going to get a fraction of what they was working for. You guys get what I'm saying? I'm giving you guys a real life situation. I don't know what these other guys is offering you here on YouTube, and quite frankly, I don't give a shit. But I want you guys to win, okay? I want you guys to win. You have to get up, get out, and do something. You have to get up, get out, and do something, okay? And this isn't a rant. I'm not mad at you guys or nothing like that. I just have the passion. I want you guys to win because I get asked the same thing. So again, to get back to the question, what would you do if you had a day job, then you have to work in the evening? Lick your envelopes, stuff your mailings, send your flyers out, send your postcards out, send your letters out. Okay? What I like to tell people to do is start the night before to get yourself ready for the next day. Because I've been guilty of the same thing. I say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to do this, tomorrow I'm going to do that, tomorrow I'm going to do this, and then I go to sleep. I sleep all day. Sleep all night. I wake up. Damn, what did I say I was gonna do? What did I say I was gonna do? Now I gotta think about it. That's why I tell people, get you some paper, get you some pencils, pick it up, jot it down, make notes. Alright, tomorrow I'm gonna do cold calling. Then around 12 noon I'm gonna do door to door. Do that for 3 hours, and then I'm gonna do, build yourself a to-do list. That's the only way you're gonna win. Build yourself a to-do list. Do it the night before. Get your clothes ready the night before. What you're gonna wear. Get your list ready. What you're gonna do, and then that way when you wake up, you don't have to. Oh, what am I gonna do? You go to your list. You already got your clothes laid out. You got your list. It's time to just hop the shower, put your clothes on, get your list, get your business cards, get everything you need, and then go out there and hit the field. Or just get everything you need, sit at your dining room table, pick up the phone, and get the calling. Or get the mailing, whatever it is you gotta do. You have to find a way, okay? If you have somebody that could watch, the kids for, a few hours or so, see if you can do that, Hey guys, can I pay you when I get paid to watch such and such, right? Just so you can kind of get more work done. And then when you get your check from your job, you make sure you just handle the payment. I know it sounds easy said than done. I know that. It's not as easy as it sounds. I get it. But you have to find a way. Yeah, absolutely. When the kids go to bed, then you can pick up the phone, call, do what I call after hour calling. Leave voicemails. Hi, yes, this is Fabio Hart calling on behalf of Hollywood Janitorial Services. Just leaving this message in regards to commercial cleaning. Feel free to give me a call back directly at 1-888-770-8076. Thank you and have a great day. Bye. Something like that. I just kind of went off the dome. But that's how you would do it. And then call. Leave the voicemails. Call the next person. The voicemail pick up. Hi, yes, this is Fabio Hart with Hollywood Janitorial Service. Just calling in regards to commercial cleaning with your for your company. Feel free to give me a call back directly. You pick up the phone, you do it again, right? Some of them gonna ignore your voicemail. Some gonna call you back. You might get an answering service that take calls for companies. So be prepared with your script or whatever it is you say. Okay, you guys have to stay persistent. Okay, you have to find a way. There's really no other way out. I can't really give you per se what to do because I'm not in your situation. I don't know exactly how your life is set up, how your life is structured. I'm Fabio Hart. The only person that could ever stop you from starting up your own dreams and making it to the top is you.